Hey everyone, and welcome back to TwoCandid. Leah, how you been?
I am bloody sweating. I am so just frustrated because it's taken us so long to get the lights up, all the technical problems that we have, and it's so humid in England. Like, the sun is gone. I can't sunbathe. I can't actually catch a tan, but it's literally boiling.
Although you wouldn't believe it when you look at me because I'm wearing a sweatshirt, and it is at 11:45 at night currently. Oh no, it's at 11. Cool.
Well, Sophie was supposed to get here at 8.
Yep.
And then it was 9:15, and she was only just getting here.
Yep.
I was on time because I live here.
Yep. I'm not arguing, but can we just remind you that I do have a 6-month-old baby?
And she won't let me forget it, let me tell you that much.
So the theme of the podcast this week is all wedding-y. I didn't mean for it to be wedding-y, but once I started to go down that rabbit hole, I didn't seem to be able to get out of it. But before we jump into that, I saw this really funny thing on Twitter that I was like, I want to know Leah's opinion before we go on, because I'm interested to see if we have the same opinion on it.
Okay.
So this person tweeted, you get pushed into 2030 for 10 minutes and you get one Google search. What are you looking for?
How would I know?
What do you mean? How would you know?
What?
You're in the future.
Yeah.
What do you Google?
That is not the way my brain works. My brain...
Okay, so you always say to me, if you was to be able to go back to the past, knowing what you know now, you'd invest in stock, right? So if you was to go into the future, 2030, what are you Googling?
The only thing I can think of is the price of a cheeseburger. Is it still £1.29? That's the first thing that comes to my head.
I've been looking at lottery numbers.
Damn it.
The biggest lottery win between now and 2030, I'll be looking at that. I know most people say stock, but I think you've got to have money to begin with to be able to do stock. And I'm on statutory maternity pay. So, yeah, I'm going to go lottery numbers.
I'm not going to lie, this question has lost my interest.
So let's go on to Am I the Arsehole? I share a podcast with my sister and I asked her a very interesting question and she was a dick about it.
It's just not interesting.
Am I the arsehole for kicking her off the podcast?
It's just not interesting to me.
This we've got to deal with. Anywho, should we just drop into this?
Please.
Yeah. Please, can you just stop talking about funny things you've seen on Twitter?
That ain't funny.
Okay, but it was thought-provoking.
Not really, not to me.
Babes. Right.
What does that even mean?
Am I the arsehole for dropping my friend after she planned to be and was proposed to at my wedding? So me and my husband got married last fall and I invited all of my friends to come and he invited all of his friends. My now ex-best friend was the maid of honour, so on the wedding day everything was going smooth, we danced, ate, said our vows and so forth. Sounds beautiful. It all went downhill when I threw my bouquet and my best friend caught it and seemed way too happy to have caught the bouquet. And a few seconds later, her boyfriend, now husband, got on one knee, pulled out a ring and asked if she would marry him. Everyone was in shock. She obviously said yes and put on the ring. Some people clapped, some people scoffed for what just happened, but me and my husband just stood there in disbelief. Mine would have said, some people got slapped. The rest of the wedding was quite nice, but just a bit awkward for me. I was angry because they made it about themselves and not me and my husband on our wedding day. After the wedding was over, I pulled my ex-best friend to the side and simply told her how I felt and asked if she knew that he would propose, and she said yes. She knew and they planned to be married like that. I was so mad that they had really planned to be proposed to at my wedding. I simply told her I couldn't be her friend anymore after she made my day about her and she had really planned to do that. So am I the arsehole for saying I couldn't be her friend anymore because of this? And she added a little bit of an edit and said, my now ex-best friend and I were only best friends for about a year at the time, and if I knew her any longer, then I probably wouldn't have ended the friendship.
Okay, originally, yeah, I think she was being a bit dramatic because I was like, well, it's still your wedding at the end of the day. But then the fact that it was planned and then she knew it and it was premeditated, then I probably would say yeah, they are the arsehole because why would you plan that? I understand if she didn't know and then she got proposed to and then you're like, well, you're not going to say no to him if you do want to marry him. I get that. But the fact that she knew and what, why would you want to know that you're about to be proposed to either?
Some people are different, aren't they? And I think that's the thing. I don't think the OP is an arsehole at all. any way, shape or form. Everyone is different though, right? And you normally get a vibe from your friends, you know, the kind of wedding that they want, if they're okay for you to wear white, you know, especially if they're happy for you to be proposed at the wedding as well. So do you know what I mean? Like, for my wedding, I was very clear that I didn't want people to wear white.
She was very clear.
Some people still did, might I add. But that was like a real clear, like, rule. That wasn't the vibe I was going for. And as much as I love my friends, if their husbands, boyfriends, whatever, came up to me and was like, oh, I really want to propose to so-and-so at your wedding, I'd be like, okay, so I need to know what the risk is here. So, like, if you're going to do it, you're uninvited. Because I think out of all of the days in the year, if your broke ass can't think of just something you two can do together to be proposed to, like, for me, I've seen some really cute videos online that I'm like, oh, that's nice, because the bride has handed them the bouquets, you know, they've wanted to be a part of that. But I think the majority of people don't want that at their wedding.
It's weird to plan it, but then not tell the people whose wedding it is that it was planned.
And I think that's the thing. It would be different if the husband got down on one knee and just proposed and she was like, oh my God, yes. I'd be mad at the husband. But the fact that the best friend didn't even ask the bride just shows she had no care for how she felt or would feel, and she just didn't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? And I just feel like, as well, if she wanted to still try and mend that friendship, then I bet, like, there would have been this bit in here saying, oh, you know, she did try and talk to me afterwards, but by the sounds of it, she just got what she wanted. And to be fair, she probably got some nice videos, some nice pictures, saved a whole bunch of money because that happened. But yeah, I would be livid and I would have kicked him out. And what I want to know is, what would have happened if she didn't catch the bouquet?
That's a very good question, actually, because, like, I'm very clumsy. There's no way I'd catch, and I'm 5'1", so there's no chance in hell I'd ever be able to catch a bloody bouquet. But I don't. Yeah, what would have been the backup thing? He would have just like
when she started
during
throwing
the
her
first dance would have just like skidded in.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God. It's embarrassing. I just think anyone that does that should be ashamed. And I'm not saying being proposed at a wedding. I mean, going out behind the bride and groom's back, planning it, getting down on one. It's embarrassing.
Do you know what it is as well? Like, to be fair, I feel like I'm so numb with the life that I'm like, oh, he ain't a big deal. But then the fact that it was planned makes it a big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, the poster ain't an arsehole.
Agreed. And I probably would have slapped her.
Okay.
I think everyone knew, like, I feel like your bridesmaids have your back. So I would have liked to know if anyone actually pulled them up on it and didn't just scoff.
But then, did anyone else know about it, or was it just between them two?
That's a great question. But I feel like because of how arseholey this whole situation is, they ain't going to tell anyone because they would have given the bride a heads up.
Yeah. It's
Do you know
weird.
what I mean?
It's weird to want to plan it on someone's wedding.
It's snaky behaviour. I guarantee it's something like she's always been jealous of her, wanting to one-up her. It's normally the case, isn't it?
Well, they've only been friends for a year, so I mean, really?
Yeah, I know, but this is where I don't really feel like time is a factor when it comes to relationships, friendships, because you could have like the deepest love or the best connection in such a short period of time compared to someone that's been together like 15, 20 years, or vice versa. Do you know what I mean? Like, you hear about these people that like been together 2 months, get engaged, live like the longest life together, longest marriage, and then they die. Right.
Okay.
Am I the arsehole for telling my future mother-in-law she has no say in my wedding dress choice? I am getting married next year to my fiancé. His mum is excited for the wedding and has been very involved. I'm currently looking for a wedding dress, and my future mother-in-law insisted she was looking with me. I had no issue with that until recently when we went shopping and she kept criticising every dress I tried on and kept saying things like, no, that's not the dress for us. We could do better. I was getting irate, but I kept it inside to not cause any drama. At some point, I tried on a dress and immediately fell in love. I looked at the saleswoman and told her that it was the one that I wanted. My future mother-in-law did not agree and was like, are you kidding me? I don't want that one. She's not pretty. I tried to remain as polite as possible and told her that although I was thankful she volunteered to come with me, it was still my future wedding dress and therefore my choice, and that I was going to choose that one whether she liked it or not. She started crying and told me I was being ungrateful for everything she's done for me and called me selfish. She then left and took a taxi home. When I told my fiance what happened, he said I should have been more understanding because as he was her only kid, it's her only chance to live this.
Oh, cry me a river. Where's the tiny little violin? Like,
I haven't finished. I do also feel bad because maybe I could have been nicer, but I also feel like I should have been able to choose the dress I want.
But can I just say, yeah, firstly, like when you're trying clothes on anyway, someone can like say yes or no, whatever. But I mean, like when it's a wedding dress as well, like you don't want to feel self-conscious of someone constantly saying, nope, that don't look good, that don't look good, that don't look good. And then when you finally find one you like and they're like, no. And I just think, back off, lady. Why are all these mother-in-laws so motherfucking crazy? Like, why can they just constantly overstep the mark? Just back off, lady, back off, lady, back off, lady.
So, first of all, the thing I want to talk about is what the fuck did he mean by it's her only chance to live this?
Oh, that's what I meant to say as well. Don't marry him.
Yeah, it's a walking red flag. Like, he is not even taking her side. Like, if her husband isn't going to stand up for her now, then this is going to be a toxic marriage when it comes to the mother-in-law. So, like, it's going to start off as the wedding dress. And then it's going to be, well, what about when we have babies? What about when we buy a house? What about when they go on a honeymoon?
And look,
she'll be running along with her little suitcase. I'm coming.
I think some mother-in-laws probably do that.
I actually have seen a post before when I was looking through these. The mother-in-law was upset when the son had to tell her she wasn't invited on the honeymoon.
This is the thing. And I just think, like, I am so sorry, yeah, but I'm not sorry. Just leave the husband. Just find a husband where they just have clear boundaries. Like, and this is the thing, like, this woman will still marry this man and then she'll be complaining for the rest of her life about all the problems that she has. Well, you've created those problems because listen to the red flags when you first get them. Don't just wait for more red flags and then you're already married. I'm fed up. Sorry. I'm going through a really tough time right now. I don't know why it irritates me so much.
I would just hug you, but we're so far away on this sofa that...
No, but honestly, like, it just frustrates me because I just think, like, people are so quick to complain about the relationship they're in, but then they don't actually do anything about it. Like, she has a perfect chance to not marry this man. She can literally stop any legal paperwork that has to be done, like division of assets, all before she gets married. Mm-hmm. But she will still marry this man. Don't marry him.
Yep. First of all, I never said first of all, so second of all, the emotional manipulation from the mother-in-law is like this high. Like, why do they start crying? Because, like, at the end of the day...
Yeah, because you know what? When they start crying, you just think, pathetic. Pathetic.
But, like, what has she got to cry about? Just because she found a dress that she liked and didn't agree with what she was saying, like, I bet the mother-in-law would be like, can I borrow the dress for next weekend just to wear it down to my local? The thing is, right, at the end of the day, even if the mother-in-law was paying for this dress, she
still shouldn't get the say.
Yeah, the only thing she has to say on is, this is the budget.
Yeah.
That is it. This is as much as I can give you for the dress, and I really hope you find a lovely dress that you love.
I'm going to go. I can't even talk about it. Why does this make me angry? Normally, I'm like, oh, that's not that deep. I don't care. But for some reason, I'm just like, do you know what? Be a woman. Dump that man. And I've not really thought any past that, to be honest.
Just the anger is clouding everything.
See those first, like, do you know, I'm not being funny yet. Like, my boyfriend is very good and supports me and stuff like that. And I still didn't like his mum. And I still don't talk to her.
And we're still fitting that on the podcast.
Because boundaries. I don't have any problem saying what it is.
Yeah, well, like, this mother-in-law doesn't respect the boundaries. So, yeah. I just think that what I don't like as well is that she called her ungrateful and was like, for everything she's done for her. But, like, that's not what the problem is.
Oh, and no. You don't get to use that card. Do you know what it is? If you do something for someone, then you do it because you're a kind person and you want to do it. You do not use it. So anytime there's an argument or you don't get your own way, you go, well, look all this. Don't do it for me then, Susan. Don't do it for me, Susan. I don't want it. Shove up your ass, Susan. I'm not interested.
I really feel like I've hit a nerve, and
I think it's my healthy eating because I've not had any like sweets, chocolate, ice cream.
maybe we should swiftly move on. But the mother-in-law is the arsehole here.
Obviously.
And I just really hope that the husband gets a knock on the head and realises that if he wants to keep this woman, he really needs to change his ways.
No, it's too late. Get rid of him.
Okay.
We're being cutthroat this year.
Okay, put him in the bin. We don't need him. Just get rid of him. Okay. And I think I'll be looking at therapy for Leah after this. Am I the arsehole for kicking my sister-in-law out of my bridal party for posting a picture of me in my wedding dress?
Ooh.
You think you got angry at the last one.
Okay.
This is just, for me, this got a whole... My anger went from here to here very quickly.
Let's hear it.
I got engaged to my fiance right before COVID, and due to the pandemic have experienced delay after delay. But finally we have begun planning and are aiming for a wedding date. I'm not going to put it in here just in case it manages to find them. My mother asked if I could include my sister-in-law in my bridal party because after marrying my brother, moved several states away and has expressed feeling isolated without family around.
And that's her problem, how?
I could understand, so I agreed.
Ugh.
Get the girl a chocolate bar, someone, please.
Oh, I just feel...
I haven't even finished or started. But my sister-in-law has been nothing short of a nightmare. My bridesmaids all assisted in handwriting and sending out our wedding invitations, but the ones my sister-in-law helped with all had 0 invitations inside and instead was an empty envelope. I know they were hers because everyone had different shades of pink envelopes to go from. She also took the longest at our makeup and hair consultations, even extending her appointment an hour, to which I was charged. I'm covering her expenses as she's a stay-at-home mum, and I know things are tight right now because she could not agree with the stylist on what makeup she wanted.
Well, then do it yourself.
But the final straw came when I found the dress of my dreams. Only problem was I was £15 too heavy for it, and I bawled my eyes out because I knew this was the dress for me. Everyone was encouraging, and I still had plenty of time to lose £15 and come back for a fitting, etc. So I agreed and suggested the dress. Leah's going to get angry. When I got home that night, I noticed on my sister-in-law's Instagram that she had posted a picture of me to her Instagram in the dress, ugly crying, and I was absolutely livid.
What was the caption?
She didn't say. My fiance had already seen the Instagram post and I'm devastated. He was not supposed to see me in the dress until our wedding day, and I know so many more people have seen it.
Motherfucker.
I could not help myself. I called her and exploded, adding that she was not going to be in the bridal party
Or the wedding.
and that she has ruined my wedding. My mother has called me and told me that even though she understands,
Oh, just shut up. I already know what she's going to say.
I lacked compassion and have severely hurt my sister-in-law's feelings. She asked if I could find it in my heart to forgive.
No.
But I told her, even if I did, that I still would not include her in my party. Am I
Fuck
the
off.
arsehole? My brother reached out to me to apologise on my sister-in-law's behalf. He stated that she posted it thinking the app had a feature to where she could post privately. I have never seen this on Instagram or knew it was possible, but when I asked why the picture was taken in the first place, he said she just wanted to capture the start of my fitting into the dress.
So she didn't even know she took the picture in the first place. So she's secretly taken a picture of her.
Yeah, and said, I wanted to capture the start of your fitting into the dress journey. I told my brother she was not getting back into my bridal party, which he understood. But when I mentioned she could not attend my wedding, he stated that if that were the case,
Don't go then. Don't go then.
not come either.
Oh, don't go then. Cry me a river. Don't go.
My brother and sister-in-law did not have a wedding. At the time, they were in their 3rd year of college and only married at the courthouse over a summer break. I admit that I do not have a very close relationship with her. I work longer hours and often am tired after, so go straight home to relax. Especially these last few years. Anytime we've been together, we are cordial, but there is no real relationship between us.
That's even weirder.
And then someone asked about the envelope situation, and this is what the OP said, because I found it in the comments. So she said, I brought her the envelopes and names, addresses of the guests to send them to before I brought her the cards. I had picked up the envelopes because they were ready, but the cards were going to be delivered 2 days later. She told me that because the envelopes were the only thing she got, she thought they were good to go and sent them out. I'd spoken with her when I handed her the envelopes, but because she was dealing with her kids while trying to listen to me, she didn't hear me when I said I would drop the cards off in the next couple of days.
So wait, are you saying she sent an empty envelope?
Yeah, so but when I dropped the cards off, she never mentioned to me that she had already sent out the envelope. She only told me after I called her about them being empty. So I think what happened is they got the envelopes printed, I guess, with the addresses on, or she ordered specific shades or something. So she delivered the envelopes, but oh, these are ready, and I'll deliver the cards that were being printed with like the invites on. So all the bridesmaids had to take the cards, put them in the envelopes, and then just send them off. But she just sent off the To
be honest, the envelopes is the least of the problems. I'm not even interested in envelopes.
Forget the envelopes. So hold up though, right? How can her mother actually say that she lacked compassion? Like, is that some joke or something? Like,
I'm so over people.
I'd love to know if the brother is the firstborn.
No, but you know what it is? Like, it's just weird. Like, look, the fact that she even said yes for her mum, really, is the reason she said yes. Like, I would have said no, first of all, but obviously she's nicer than I am. She said yes. But then, what? Like, it's so weird. They clearly don't have a close relationship. Even that's a bit weird because he seems to have been with her for a very long time. But at the end of the day, like, you don't have that type of relationship with someone to even be taking a picture of them, let alone posting it and them not knowing. And Instagram does have a feature where you can have like a private close friend story. But then, like, everyone knows that you don't show someone's wedding dress because it's supposed to be the thing that's secret until the wedding day.
What kind of person posts a photo of someone in their wedding dress or a picture of someone crying, let alone together? Like, they've gone, this is a super vulnerable moment, and I'm going to take a picture of it, and I'm going to post it. And the fact that she was like, oh, I didn't realise.
She's clearly just doing it because she's jealous and annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I just think, at the end of the day, I get that that's the partner, but at the end of the day, that's his sister. So really, I guess it's a very awkward situation for him to be in. But at the end of the day, I'm that kind of person where if he's like, well, if you don't invite her, then I'm not going to come. Don't blackmail me. Don't come. But then obviously the mum's now going to get involved if the brother doesn't come. Oh my God, just don't get married.
This is a relationship tips with Leah 101.
Don't get married.
The thing is, though, I do feel like the sister-in-law did this on purpose with the intention to hurt her. Because she wasn't aware that the photo was taken in the first place, which is one thing, and then to post it is another, and then the envelope thing on top of the makeup thing.
Sophie, can you blink? Because you was not blinking.
Sorry, I was really deep in thought because I was just thinking back to when I tried on my wedding dresses and I was super ill, and we only went once, and I was super ill, and I remember feeling really uncomfortable in myself because I was ill. I literally threw up before going in. And obviously I had photos taken. And I think if you did that to me, I would literally I would be heartbroken.
Like, why would you post it? Like, it's so weird. It's so weird. Like, do they even normally post each other on Instagram normally? Do they normally talk to each other on Instagram?
Well, that's the thing. If they're not close.
It's weird.
It's weird. Because, she's obviously taking, a sneaky pic as well.
It's going to be a downward angle, and that's never a good angle for anyone.
Someone commented and said, do your vendors have passwords? Because I feel like if the sister-in-law, she's a stay-at-home mum, obviously, right, looking after her kids, but she's going to have some time to stew on this. On top of she's going to be mad that she's been caught out pretty much and embarrassed. Or I hope she's embarrassed. But, you don't know how far she'll go. Because you wouldn't think someone would post a picture of someone in their wedding dress. Like, what if she starts calling up the vendors and, changing things, pretending to be the sister? Or what if she, turns up and, at the wedding day and, in a white wedding dress?
She might buy the exact same dress. I don't know, but, really, I don't know how this is going to get rectified because either way, the person can't really win. Either she's got to suck it up and have the sister there and not be happy and feel uncomfortable around her, or her brother's not going to go and then her mum's going to... And then, basically, there's just a bad cloud on this wedding day. It's jinx. Don't get married.
But isn't that so heartbreaking? Because
it's a wedding, all right? There's worse things that can happen than to not get married. Or why don't they just, why doesn't she just change the wedding dress?
Yeah, but the thing is, when you try all these dresses on, some people can find the dress a couple of times, I guess. But for me, I don't think I would have found another dress.
Well, the thing is, yeah, like at the end of the day, is she going to care that people have already seen the dress?
Yes.
Because if she is, then she needs to change the dress. She's saying that she personally wants to lose £15 before she even wears that dress. So maybe once she's lost £15, she might feel differently in the other dresses that she tried on in the first place.
True. I just think it's really sad because a lot of people believe that if you are seen in the wedding dress beforehand, that the whole wedding is jinxed. So that they might know, if depending who they are, they might not have even gone ahead with the wedding.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, like, life is jinxed, not just weddings.
Everything is doomed.
Oh my God, I literally need to buy an ice cream after this because I'm in a terrible mood.
I can tell. Go eat a banana.
Do you know what? I think it's how long it took to sit down to film this. I'm just over life.
Anywho,
Moving on.
would I be the arsehole if I tell my best friend about her boyfriend's surprise wedding plans, even though he asked me to keep it a secret?
I'm initially going to say yes without hearing the rest.
No, I don't think you are.
Well, I've not heard the rest.
Well, then shut up. Let me say it. I have a best friend and her boyfriend recently called me to discuss a surprise wedding. He wants me to distract her for the whole day and surprise her with her family and all of our friends back home, and they get married in their backyard. I told him I'm not sure this is what she wants, knowing that she would hate this as she hates surprises, but I didn't want to hurt his feelings. She loves organising and planning things. Is this person me?
I was going to say,
me?
is this you?
Oh, this is like me down to a T. She has talked about getting married previously and wants a winter wedding, and has recently confided in me that she's drifting apart from him and thinking about taking a break.
Oh, okay.
I was quite shocked to hear him planning a wedding, a surprise one at that, in front of all of our family and friends. I encouraged him to instead have a more intimate proposal as opposed to a surprise wedding, but he told me that I don't know what she wants and he knows her better. I told him to talk to her about what she wants in a wedding. Hopefully she would bring up her winter wedding or what she told me about their relationship. Adam is insisting on the surprise wedding, however, and says he will ask her sister to distract her the day instead. I told him I feel obligated to tell her as I know she hates surprises and I want her to feel prepared, not ambushed at this event. He is calling me the arsehole. I did initially agree to keep his plan a secret, but that was when I thought it was a private proposal, and even then he asked me to discuss the future with her first. I don't want to cause drama in the relationship by telling her, and I could be the arsehole if I do. I would ask my boyfriend for advice, but can't keep a secret and works with him.
Well, to be fair, she's done a good job not telling her boyfriend then. Oh, funny. Okay, that's so awkward because if she's saying that they're drifting apart, then maybe he senses that, which is why he's trying to then like quickly trap her into a marriage. Where she feels like she can't say no if everyone's already there.
Literally.
So I feel like it's probably best to do a proposal instead of a marriage. I feel like you can't really surprise someone with a marriage if they're not even engaged. Are they engaged? No. Because it's a bit weird to skip the proposal stage and go straight to the marriage.
This whole thing makes you feel icky.
I personally think that she should tell her, because I know it's going to ruin the surprise, but I do not think a marriage should be a surprise.
Do you know what? This is probably the one video I want to go viral. If your name is Sarah and you're 26 and you're with Adam and your friend is 25 and you think you're drifting apart, then don't go.
To be fair, I kind of want to know what's going to happen.
I want to know what's going to happen, but the whole thing, right, I feel uncomfortable. I feel like they're drifting apart. He wants to trap her, and it's very manipulative. Like, to me, I think you're right. She'll feel uncomfortable. She'll feel like she can't say no because, oh my God, she said no. And that's embarrassing. But then I really hope that she'll be like, absolutely, I'm going to say no.
Also, if they're drifting apart, they need to like have communication to make sure they're on the same page. And yeah, surprise proposal, brilliant. Surprise marriage, absolutely not.
Yeah, her loyalty should be with her friend 150%. Like, who gives a fuck about Adam? Adam sounds like a dick.
Yeah, it's just not really the thing to do, to be honest. And I would just say, yeah, like, oh, it's just weird. That's not romantic. That's just weird, and that's just taken away Like, do you want her to be a runaway bride in her own house? I don't understand.
It takes away, for me, the romance of it. Like, I really liked the planning part and, like, seeing all the venues and the excitement and counting down. And she's going to take all that away from her, especially where it sounds like this girl knows exactly what she wants. And she loves planning. Like, just tell her. At the end of the day, it doesn't sound like she's going to be in a relationship with Adam forever. But, like, if you want to lose your friend, like, if my friend if you knew how I felt about it, and then James was like, I want to do a surprise wedding. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I'd want you to tell me.
A surprise wedding's too far. Proposal, I understand, because most proposals are obviously like...
I think a lot more now aren't a surprise, though.
Maybe not, but to be fair, I just think like you can't do that with marriage, and it's putting her in such an awkward position because she might just say yes because she's excited in the moment, but that might not be what she wants, or she just feels like she can't say no because everyone's made the effort to be there.
Thing is, though, don't you have to have like a marriage license? Like when we got married, we had to go get interviewed, sign documents.
I don't know what it's like in America, but at the end of the day, like that's just really weird behaviour.
No, it really is.
Anyways, that's all of the stories we have for you today. I always feel like a radio presenter when I have this.
Well, last week you felt like a singer.
I like to switch it up. So basically, okay, I feel like a lot of my opinions were probably, what's the word?
Angry.
I feel like a lot of my opinions, even though they
Strong.
are my opinions, they came across probably very harsh, very blunt. And I think it is because I've been so healthy today. I've not had sugar and I feel like it's really getting to me. So I feel like I still stand by my opinions, but maybe I could have delivered them softer.
Why are we adding a disclaimer? Who gives a fuck?
I know.
They are your opinions.
Anyways, we'll see you next time for Two
Candid.
Bye.